Hi, everyone, and thank you for being here tonight. My name is Hannah Orth, and I work with Springfield Community Gardens. We're a nonprofit based in Springfield, Missouri, whose vision is a community where everyone has access to healthy and local food. We currently operate 17 community gardens, 3 urban farms, a commercial kitchen, test kitchen, and a community food forest. This part two workshop on adding AI photos, videos, and more to your business is generously funded by the USDA Agricultural Marketing Service via the Heartland Regional Food Business Center. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions throughout the workshop, please ask as we go. There's a Q&A button as well as a chat feature at the bottom of your screen. Feel free to type your questions into the Q&A section so that we may answer them as we go along. Try to use the chat feature for comments only. That way that we can keep track of the questions throughout the night or throughout the morning. Also, once you leave this workshop, a screen will pop up with a link to a post-workshop survey. This survey is used in Springfield Community Gardens reporting to the USDA and also helps us provide meaningful workshops in the future. We would appreciate it if you would take a few minutes to fill out that survey after the workshop. If you would like to refer to this workshop later, it will be available on Springfield Community Gardens Agricultural Workshop playlist on our YouTube channel by the end of the week. I'll put up that link as well as our website, social media, and this morning's exit survey in the chat in a moment. That's it from me, and I'm going to pass it off to Rachel.
Hi, all. Hannah, how many do we have with us now?
We have 7 participants.
Okay. Is it everybody? I can't see you guys' names. I'm going to try to open up. Were we talking mostly in the chat then, not the question and answer? Was that yesterday? Okay. That way I can see people's responses. So I have another document for you guys today, just like I did yesterday with some helpful, just kind of like an overview. So I'm going to pull that up first and we'll just kind of talk about a little bit of what we talked about yesterday, as well as how that ties into kind of what we're going to do today.
And I'm going to post that link in the chat so that you guys can follow along.
Okay, so this is AI 2. So for you guys that were here yesterday, we talked about Chat GPT and how to use it for prompts, whether we were getting it to do a crop rotation or whether we were doing scheduling or social media post. And so it was pretty much just text to text all yesterday. I showed you guys a little bit of Discord, but for the most part, you guys should kind of understand the basics of Chat GPT. Can you guys tell me, anybody here that went and played with it yesterday? Did anybody download it yesterday and play with it with their business? Could you guys put over there in the chat if you guys messed with it last night after the workshop? And while we're waiting on that to come in, I will just kind of go over here. So Discord and Midjourney, I'm going to talk about them as if they're the same thing because Discord is a server. And so you have different ways to access the server. I access it through Midjourney, which is an image creation bot. There are dozens and dozens of different bots that you could subscribe to. There are people who use Discord for video gaming and other things. Discord itself is a large rabbit hole. And so I'm really going to just hyper focus for us today so that it's not overwhelming on the Midjourney server specifically. Midjourney, I have a subscription to. You can play with it from when I first started without having a subscription, but there'll be a watermark. And today when we do the video, you'll see the stock images before I download it. So you'll see the whole process. You'll even see what it would look like to you if you were playing with it without having a subscription. And so there are 2 different types of image creation that I'll be going over today. The first will be in Discord and we'll start there. I'll be using the Midjourney server and that will be for images. So the image that was advertised for the workshop of the cat with the dandelion, These images that I was showing you guys yesterday, let me just get to the gallery here. Oh, hold on. I don't think I'm screen sharing. Am I screen sharing? Yes,
No,
I am.
I don't.
No?
I don't see the screen.
Okay.
The only comment that we got was from Thomas Preacher saying that he wasn't here yesterday. He's new to this.
Okay. So Thomas, you will want to for sure go and watch the video yesterday on GPT. The chat bot that we talked about yesterday will really help you with describing your images or prompts, or turning your prompts or your ideas into scripts for video. And so definitely go back and watch that. It was like an hour and a half that we talked yesterday, maybe an hour and 45. Definitely watch that when you have time. But so today on Discord here, these are the images that I prompt in the Midjourney bot. And so I will show you guys, I'll log in here in a minute and I will show you how to do this, but I'm just going and giving you the little overview. So this is the photo or Canva style images that you can do in Midjourney. And so these are just a drop in the bucket. I mean, you could do a monkey flying through Paris on a spaceship. Pretty much any prompt that you could do. I did realistic things that gardeners or somebody who was using it for a social media post might want. And so that's what these prompts were described as. So if you guys were throwing a garden party, or we talked about yesterday was syrup tapping, or a planting day, these are things that you would be able to generate a still image. Now, over in after we covered that, we will go over here to this photo creator, which is AI in video. And so again, this one you can play with without having the subscription, but it'll have this stock image that you guys can see right here that I'm circling on my screen. And so unless you pay to download or have the subscription for a certain amount of stock images, you can't use the stock images. But you can also import, which I'll show you guys here later, your own videos or your own photos for this video. And so that's important when besides you wanting to use your own image of your own family, any kind of stock image that you would want to create to paint that picture for your farm, if it's not available here in this video, you can make it in Midjourney and then bring it over here. So we'll talk about that today. But here, ways Discord and Midjourney can help your business. This is where you can make advertisements. You can make visuals for campaigns and blogs. And again, Midjourney, just snapshot images, not moving video. This is where you can do editing. You can import your own images, or you can have it create images for you, and then you can edit them kind of how you would Photoshop, but you have a lot more AI on your side as far as clicking and saying just remove background without you having to go around and do it. It just automatically does it. And so I won't go into how Midjourney is the best. You guys can read all about that here in a minute, but I wanted you guys to see this little part right here. Where does Chat GPT come in? Chat comes in because it is a text to text format. So you can use your voice audio on your phone, or you can do it on your computer, and you can pretty much say all of your ideas and it can turn that into a script. And so because you can say script or for a video, sorry, I'm at an office outside of a hospital that is owned by Springfield Community Gardens. And so there was an ambulance going by. I hope everybody's okay. ADHD, sorry. So I'm not somebody who worked in film or photography. And so setting scenes and setting dialogue is not my strong suit, but giving all of the accurate information is great for somebody who's an educator or somebody who's wanting to put a video together for their farm, because you're going to know about it. And so being able to say, turn this into a script and give all of the names of the characters, give all of the roles, and then being able to have it do the scripting for you is incredibly helpful. Just like I showed you guys yesterday with the chat feature, you turning your 30 by 30 plot into a rotational gardening plan in a matter of 3 minutes, where it was able to tell you where to plant everything and how to rotate it. You can do the same thing with your video in script in the chat. So that's why chat, and you guys having that, even if you just have the free version of chat GPT, and you will be able to utilize Midjourney or the AI in video. And even though I did just mention those two, there are hundreds of other AI video creators and other things out there you guys can explore. The Discord is kind of like the granddaddy. And so using Midjourney there made the most sense for me to get started. And then the AI in video is very easy to import your text prompts and then adjust language and video, which I'll show you here in a minute. And so that's why I chose that one. And again, it was pretty affordable. I think it was $9 to $15 a month. And so it was not cost prohibitive for me to play with for a monthly fee. It didn't make you pay for the full year upfront like some of them do. So that was also important to me as I was figuring it out, because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to subscribe to. So do we have any questions right now before I dive in and show you guys some images in Discord?
No questions at this time, but feel free to submit questions if you guys need to.
So here's some prompts for some realistic images that you guys that we can do here in a little bit. So you can create backgrounds for products. Yesterday, anybody who was viewing saw us do the shirts where it was just a mock-up. And so I'll do that for sure. Let's see, I'll just click back and forth. Let me go over here to Discord. Let's see, advertising, travel. If anybody has any ideas for an advertisement that you would like to see for your backyard garden, your farm, your cut flower farm, if you are with us, if there's any advertising material or flyers or anything like that that you want me to create, if you would just give me some text prompts with specific flowers or vegetables on the chat there, I can plug those into Discord as well. But for now, I'll pop over here. And so I will show you. So once you have Midjourney, you're going to go to discord.com, and that you will see over here on the side that there are different rooms. There are chat rooms, there are different, some of them are gaming rooms. What you want to find over on the side is you're going to want to find a Midjourney or a newbie room. And so this one works out really well. Like you can just go into a newcomer room. So here, and when I say room, it's a board. So like a chat room board. And this is logging you on to the Midjourney bot server right here. So you can see that I'm already under Midjourney. If I went over here, sorry, let me back up. All to the very, very far left sidebar, you guys can see that there's a gaming area here, and I am selected on the Midjourney bot because I subscribe. So that's how I'm in that section. So I don't go in here into, oh, that's direct messages. Sorry, this is the gaming down here. You can add different bots. I don't have any other servers because I only use the Midjourney, and honestly, that keeps it pretty simple. Now, all of these different rooms, if you are just like somebody who loves to go on Reddit and just read through forums or see ideas, you guys can just go see what other artists are creating by just strolling the rooms. So this is somebody who was wanting to do a cocktail with a lemon and a tennis court. Like there are all kinds of images that are being created. It'll really help you to kind of be a creep and read through some of the prompts, because if you like the images that they're turning out, some of them will be in different languages. You can pop into a different room. Let me see, let me go over here and do this one. I don't want to confuse you guys with the different rooms because it doesn't really matter which newbie room you pop into, as long as you have this little message area down here. So, but if you guys read other people's prompts, and it'll help you gain insight. So I personally learned about mentioning a type of a camera, like a Canon or a Nikon, or mentioning twilight or sunset or things like that for the images, because I saw other people's images with perfect lighting, or that perfect afternoon glow, where they had written the right language in there, and so their images were so much more realistic because of that. This one here, though, look at how easy this person's description was just wallpaper pizza, but he put 4K, so he was able to put what type of resolution he wanted. So if you just type in garden raised bed, and then I put in 4K, we can look at what those images would be like. Oops, sorry.
So I have a question about that.
Most important part, I didn't show you guys the prompt that you've got to use. So you've got to put in imagine first. Imagine is what the prompt that you use for making a photo, or describe is when you want an image based on a description. So with this prompt, so as soon as I click on imagine, then I'm gonna do that raised bed again. And so Hannah, tell me what your question was.
So you said something K. Why isn't it DPI, like dots per inch?
You could probably do any of it, it's smart. So if dots per inch is easier for you to calculate what you want, or if mentioning what type of camera it was set with, or mentioning 4K, whatever it is, it'll be able to know what you're trying to tell it.
Cool.
And remember when I was telling you guys that it was pretty smart? Today I asked it about gardening, specifically for Weight Watcher 0.0 produce and a list, because I thought that the gardens would be able to list and show a really cool, like, don't be on a diet, just look at all of these foods that you can eat that are recommended. And when it hung up with me, it was like, thank you, and good luck on your photo editing journey too. And it was like, oh yeah, we talked about that yesterday, didn't we? So you can see here where I just put garden raised bed 4K. So if you are wanting to talk about your backyard garden or a raised bed, these are just some images that it would go into. And so before I just start generating images and confuse everybody, I just want to go back over the fact that I'm at discord.com. I clicked over here on the Midjourney server because I subscribed at Midjourney for an account. Once you subscribe to Midjourney for an account, it already logs you in over here onto the Discord. So when you go over, it just brings you in, kind of how when you try to create other new accounts with other websites, it'll ask you to log in through Google or Facebook. It does it that same way. And then I just have it saved here. So once you generate your images, all images, even if you don't do anything with them after this point, will go over into your image library on Discord. So where you had paid for your subscription, that's where all of your images will be. So the images that I just did right here of this raised bed, if I go up here, these are the ones that we did yesterday together. Just need to do a little refresh. You guys can see that just now today, the only ones that we've pulled up so far are already saved in my image library. So back to Discord. If we like any of these, does anybody like any of these more than the other? This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Hannah, do you
I like
with any of them?
The lower left one.
3 or 4? 3?
Oh, 3.
3. So I can upscale right here, number 3, and then it is automatically going to give me number 3 here.
Oh my goodness.
So this image, I can now change. I can ask it to vary. I can ask it to, I can like this image. If I like this image, it's like, hey, you did a good job. So give me more images like this one.
Can you add something to that image?
So I can ask it to vary but I can't tell it like I could the Midjourney bot, like I want you to add carrots, but I could reselect the type of text that I used here with image 3. All of this here, let me show you. And then always start with imagine when you're doing images.
Like say you had a product of like a canned pickles or something like that, and you wanted to add it to the garden bed. Wonder if you could do that.
Let's see, add mason jar, canned product. So we don't end up with like a Hunt's tomato canned.
Oh, right.
Let's see. This is the cool thing about playing with the bot too, is because it's kind of like a, I don't know. I don't know, is my descriptive words enough for it to magically tell me exactly or show me what I was asking for, or did I not use enough words? But again, you don't have to worry about when you're over here making your images. No part of you has to be afraid that anything that you're creating is going to be lost as other people are making their own images. All of yours will be saved over, even if you don't enlarge them or play with them. Okay, so here we go. This is pretty close. So we've got some mason jars next to some garden beds, talking about some fresh produce. These are a little off. But we've got 3 of, and so if we like this image, I feel like is the easiest to try to add or do. So we're going to go with image 4. I can also say up here, once this one goes, so I like this one, I can ask it to vary that very strong. And then after that one does, I'll go back up and I'll show you guys how it'll do a variety as well. And so for sure, anybody watching that would like to see an image created that they have an idea of, with variations or anything, just plug it over there into the chat, because I am absolutely in love with the process of figuring it out. And so you can see how that one image that I asked it to vary, it gave me pretty much 4 others that were very similar to the same thing with the same color jars. Now, if I go up here though, and then I want it to vary, it's going to try to vary all of these in another detailed image. So that'll be right here. And then I'll start up at the, I'll scroll for you guys to see the side by sides, since you're not sitting here at the computer. It'll try to bounce me back down here, and that's why I'm not scrolling up right now. All righty. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. So this is the first garden bed that it pulled up for us. And Hannah decided that we liked this one here. So we picked image 3 that was mostly a lot of a corner bed. And then we enlarged it, and we decided that we wanted to tell the bot to add mason jars to it. And so these were the ideas with mason jars that it first gave us. We picked number 4 there in that far corner. Here's our far corner 4. And you can see the mason jars almost look a little more silver, which I didn't notice as we were going in. And then we told it to give us a variety of those silver jars now in that same way. And so we've got an open face where we see more jars. You've got a logo here, a bigger square on this side with the herbs on the side and the back. And then here is the other variety from where I picked from the main set versus going in. And so back up to the top on these here, guys, these are where you're picking, you're upscaling which image if you want to play with a specific image, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you like 1, or say we liked 2, but we don't like 2 enough to upscale it, we can go right here to under 2 and say, I want a variety of number 2. So now down below, it is going to give me a variety of number 2. All of these images, every single one is then going to be on your Midjourney so that you can play or edit them later. So after I get done with this raised bed, I really don't want to harp on raised beds because there are 10,000 ways that you could use this for your business. From booklets to pamphlets of things that you could give out to people that were coming to visit you. If you have side services, these are things that you could do image generation for that. Obviously, we're not looking for flesh art of tattoos. So let me scroll up to mine. There we go. I told you guys, you'll see everybody else's stuff pop on here sometimes too. So this was that corner one that I kind of liked. And then this is our varieties. And so you can see how many variations of images just in playing around like that. And so let me show you, if you were to imagine Haynes white t-shirt, okay. So let's just start with the basic of Haynes white t-shirt mock-up for Etsy. And then I will click over to my images so that we can talk about before I spend the time of generating the prompts for, say, sauce bottles or syrups. I'll show you those that I did. And then I would really like if there's anything that you guys specifically for flower gardening or farming that you guys would like to see propped up. So here for this one.
We have a request, Rachel.
Great. I'm gonna put with plants. Outside. All right, what's our request?
Kelly Patient asks, how about something like a variety of plants harvested for herbal teas? Thanks.
Perfect. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the prompt that I want to use. Herb garden for teas, harvested in buckets with people laughing. Are we wanting it to be? Oh goodness, isn't that funny? I wasn't specific. I put Haynes white t-shirt outside with trees, and so number 2 image here is the exact image that I was wanting it to do. I was like, I want it with some greenery around or something, but because I wasn't specific and I was like with trees, it's like, okay, you want me to put trees on a white shirt for you. However, that's the perfect opening to the conversation of where I was telling you guys about branding. You guys can design literally your own mock-up shirts or anything with your own images by bringing your own image into any of the designs that it can make for you. And so Hannah, you specifically, because I know you do ceramics, you can take a image of your mug that's just on your kitchen counter and white out all the background and then put that in a scene like this. So here, after I do this herb garden, we'll do some mugs mock-up for Etsy, and then you can do replace on the Adobe Photoshop that I was telling you about.
Oh, wow.
And so you can use it for if you were your own photographer out doing. So let's see, herb garden for teas, harvested in buckets with people laughing. Let's see what that gives us. And then if you have any other suggestions for what other prompts you would like me to, other descriptive words that you would like me to use in there to tell us. So I am just doing the very, very basic right now. I'm going to go into a lot harder visual prompt here in a minute, and I'm going to show you the difference that it makes. So while that's uploading for me, I'm going to go over here into my images. And I want to, I wish that I could think I can click through. You guys can kind of see the prompt, how easy these specific ones were. Just farm party, summer on a table. Now this one here, I put specific types of wild syrups. Now I'm going to scroll all the way because I'm trying to get. Now, You can see here for the food, I was very specific with, like, I wanted it to be a gourmet, tempting plate with fresh herbs, I use the word luxurious, I use the word elegant, because I was wanting that candlelight setting. If I would have not used those words, I would have ended up with squilled squash on a kitchen table, if that makes sense. And so if I want it to feel like it's at a restaurant or fine dining, those are some of the words that you could use. Now let me skip past all my Pangea stuff that I was telling you guys about and go back here to it might have been easier just to start at the bottom. Okay, now, some of these images you'll see, I've just used photorealistic painting is what I was using. Some of them I used watercolor. And so you will see this is probably a watercolor instead of a photorealistic. But I was comparing cats in the forest and I wanted them to be photorealistic. So you can see here where I mentioned golden light and I said Canon and the type of camera. And so I am not some brilliant photographer. I wish that I was. I studied photography all through high school and college, but I know some types of cameras, but I saw other prompts of specific ones that were being used with images that I really liked. And so I just wrote all of those down. And so that's why I was telling you guys when you're on this Discord and the Midjourney bot to read what other people's prompts are, because they might give you really great ideas too for specific prompts. Now, somebody went in here and did a whole bunch of mermaid stuff since I was in. Here we go. I went the wrong direction. Okay. So we have maybe one of those images from the prompt that I gave it here. Herb garden for teas harvested in buckets with people laughing. And so this is so funny. It put them in the buckets, guys. So let me go back over here to my images. And I'm going to refresh so that those pop up for us. And then I will make those bigger. So with us saying in buckets, you can see here's some folks laughing with their, I think this is a good one. I would say this is a win because they're all different types of flower teas. And it did give us people laughing. This one's my favorite. If I was a tea party gardener, this would be like the end of season harvesting party picture that I would want. And then this one kind of cracks me up. It literally put the people in the buckets. So with flowers in buckets would be the descriptor that we would need there. And just kind of play with it. But you guys can see how wild that side of that could get. Let me go back over here really quick to this and see. Is there anybody that would want me to pull up I'm looking at the advertising or the corporate slide deck type stuff, like anything for, oh, Hannah, I could do mugs really quick, like stock images.
Yeah. Or you can grab one from my website. Can you introduce an image that you want in another image?
You can compile images over in the Adobe or the art in video, which we'll talk here in a little bit. But you can also import an image and then ask it to upscale that image as well. And so I think that this would be very helpful for you if you were wanting to make a garden calendar or anything like that as well. I don't know where mine just went. There it is. I don't. Oh, I didn't say Etsy. Let's see if it. I'm going to word that a little bit different and see what the differences are. And then I don't want to bore anybody. So we don't have to play on Discord if you guys don't have any other prompts that you guys are interested in me showing you the possibility on the stock images. And so this really ties into yesterday. If you guys were using chat for social media prompts or for doing website design. So if you are brand new into small scale farming or flower gardening and you're building a website, you're not going to have dozens of images of people happily gathering flowers or planting bulbs or things like that. And so being able to generate those stock images for you to be able to do your website immediately and have it look very, very professional is very possible with the Midjourney bot, as well as if you have products that you would like to sell and you want beautiful mock-ups or backdrops. You could easily, Hannah, you could see how you could easily do a, with this image here, I can take it and I can remove the background, or I could erase this mug here completely and put yours in its place.
Interesting.
With the Adobe here. So I'll show you guys here in a little bit. We'll walk through an image that I just erased. So let's see. I'll show you.
And that's just a basic Adobe Express account that you have?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
And so this image here, I really liked this image. I thought it was for a garden party or a tea party event. I thought it was really capturing. I loved the moths over here in the corner. The little pine cone got me. And so I was like, this is going to be an easy one too, to adapt and white out. And so in the version of Adobe over here, I'll open this one and I'll show you. Dang, I was going to say I was in it this morning to make sure I didn't have to sign in with you guys. And it still needed a refresh. I'm sorry. So if you've ever played around with Photoshop or any photo editor on your computer, it's really, really similar. There's an elements section, there's templates, there's media that you can edit, there's ways that you can kind of how Canva you can. I don't think that it's got me logged in, so that might actually work out better here for today. Unless it doesn't have my stuff still.
It does look very similar to Canva. It's interesting.
All right. So you can see here where it took, I was able to take this image. Let me go back to my images, sorry. I asked it to remove this blue background, and then I had it remove this white here. And so there we are. So I removed the background so that I could put that on a shirt or anything. And then I can put any logo, or I don't like the colored backgrounds. They're really hard to print for flyers and things like that. And so being able to remove the background. Now in Photoshop, guys, can you guys see where there's a remove background button here? That's the button that I clicked. That was it. In Photoshop, when I got started, and I'm talking probably 15 or 17 years ago, you would have to draw around every single flower with a lasso, and then you would have to highlight, and then you would have to copy that image onto another page, and then you would have to put it onto a different background. And so there wasn't a way, or unless you wanted to just erase. And so this is such an easy way to take any image from over here and just remove and erase the image on the mug, or move. And so it gives you a lot more clickable. Oh, sorry, I'm not back on it. There we go. Erase, generative fill. You can add elements, you can add text. It's very similar to Canva. It just has more photo editing, like Photoshop to me personally. Some of those tools that I would use on Photoshop, I didn't need if I had this. And again, right now, what you're viewing is the free version. And so you can see that the erase function, though, on the top is only available on the premium. And so that's where I was telling you guys that depending on how far down that rabbit hole you want to get, you can still use the free version of Canva. You just won't be able to edit backgrounds or replace images or add shadows as much as you would clickable here. However, if you're just using Discord over here and you're just using these images on Midjourney for creating your social media prompts or your website, there's no issues there. So say you want to make you've got a walnut grove and you've got 30 by 30 gardens. And so you're building out a website, you can easily Google here walnut forest photos or walnuts in buckets and things like that to be able to get all those beautiful images for your website. And I don't have any of those on my website yet. I had to build mine out the long and hard way of running different workshops and capturing different photos as I could. And I'm telling you, it would have been it's a game changer to even think about running kids classes or new dye workshops or flower pressing and being able to get an image of flower pressing with a flower here for using it to drive the public to an event. And so it's been, I don't want to be so broad with the scope of life changing, but for sure from the creativity perspective of what I could offer in a visual advertisement or invitation even for a party, being able to craft it and curate it this way is pretty limitless. And so is there any other questions, Hannah, before
Yeah.
No? Yes. Okay.
I've been trying to find a good break.
Sorry.
Question. So Kelly Patient asks, Rachel, did you say that you purchased a subscription to Midjourney in order to do what we're doing here? If so, could you summarize what might be done with free access?
So I was able to play with it without paying, but there was stock images or there was watermarks, I believe, on them. I almost immediately paid for Midjourney because I'm going to do a children's book series. And once I realized how great the images that I could recreate and do were, I wanted access to being able to download them. And so I think that you can create them without downloading or they're compressed. So I think that you can still play with it. But I think that for you to really get use for your website or something that you would want to pay, for the $10 a month or whatever it is, I can tell you, I'm not cutting out in my head what an artist could create with their own hands, because that's a one-of-a-kind piece. And so I appreciate and understand that. But from the perspective of where we are right now in the world and what we're all trying to hyper focus on, if I had to create a calendar using a different plant of every month and have a photographer that I lovingly paid to shoot that, they would have to shoot it in every single season in order to be able to have it hyper realistic, and then being able to edit them, and then how much would their time and then per photo cost, and then how much does that cost that calendar, versus if I could create it this way and do it as a free download and just look at it as a way of spreading wild education knowledge, and people can do a donate button on the website, but they could download it and print it at home. I'm making it so much more accessible. And because I didn't have a cost barrier up front, I don't have to worry about recouping my cost. And so I see a lot of people that are also teachers being able to present that type of information or videos and educational infographics and things like that, being able to create them without that cost barrier up front. And so I think that that's important to consider too. Any other questions there, Hannah?
No questions at this time. So the watermark that happens, does it just say Midjourney?
I am not positive. I think that I don't even know if it'll let you download without having them. I don't know. You might be able to save them by right clicking, but I haven't tried that.
Okay.
So I want to walk you over. I want to go back around from photos, and we can come back to this because I think that you guys kind of understood, like you saw the t-shirts, you saw the mugs, the advertisements, the syrups in the forest. So you guys can kind of see how this one works. When we first got on, I had asked, let's see. We'll go to the top. So because yesterday we had somebody with us that had a 30 by 30 garden bed and they were wanting to grow food for market, I was thinking of what type of video that I could show you guys being created using chat. So this is how chat that we covered yesterday ties in to creating a video. And so the only prompt that I gave it was these 2 lines here. And so I said, can you give me a script for a family that gardens and grows fresh vegetables in season and sells at the community market together? Make this set in Missouri and includes raised garden beds. And so it was able to, because I said, can you give me a script? That was the important part. If I would have just typed in for a family who grows, it would have just maybe started talking. So instead, because I said, give me a script, I could say, give me a play. I could say, write me a prompt for social media. And it will, as we saw yesterday, give me hashtags then. So for this one, it gives you the title of your script. It'll tell you, you're starting in the early kitchen morning. Here's your family's name, the Jenkins family, comprised of Mom, Linda, Tom. So I can copy this and then I take it over, and I've already done that for us, and I paste it into this. And so I will show you really quick the video that I created using that prompt, and then I will show you a copy and paste. And the reason I don't want to show you a copy and paste immediately is because it takes about 4 minutes. And so what I would like to do is show you the video that it created using the exact prompt. I'm going to show you the edit feature, and then I'm going to ask you guys for a few prompts that you would like to include in a video. They can all be random. I don't care if you want to see a spaceship flying through a garden, but if we could get at least 3 prompts from folks that are here with us that we could include, I can then get chat GPT to give me a script, and we can edit it and change the names together and then give it those exact prompts that you wanted to. And so you can see a video, and we'll take a 5-minute break while it uploads. So first off, back to chat. I had it do the script. I just said, give me a family. I didn't say the name of the family. So it said Jenkins. And this is the 2-minute video that it was able to put together.
A wholesome quartet from Missouri has found a unique way of bonding by turning their backyard into a thriving vegetable garden. Linda, Tom, Emma, and Sam each play a part in nurturing their homegrown produce. From tending to the raised beds to harvesting ripe vegetables, every day brings a fresh opportunity to learn and grow together. The gardening journey doesn't end in their backyard, though. The weekends are reserved for something special. The family packs their freshly picked produce and heads to the local community market. The vibrant vegetables
I don't know why it's black right now, guys.
Are a hit amongst the locals.
Okay, it might be because it didn't upload and I already had it pulled up. Let me try to back up. And let me see if it's still.
Raised beds to harvesting ripe vegetables. Every day brings a fresh opportunity to learn and grow together. The gardening journey doesn't end in their backyard, though. The weekends are reserved for something special. The family packs their freshly picked produce and heads to the local community market. The vibrant vegetables still carrying the morning dew are a hit amongst the locals. The Jenkins stall is more than a point of sale. It's a place of connection where they share their love for gardening and meet like-minded individuals. Emma, with the excitement of a 12-year-old, hands over a bunch of tomatoes to a customer, proudly stating that they were picked just that morning. Sam, the youngest, eagerly anticipates these market days where he gets to meet cool people and share the fruits, or in this case, the vegetables of their labor. But the family's gardening journey is not just about growing vegetables or selling them at the market. It's about the valuable lessons they learn and the healthy habits they adopt. As Tom puts it, they're eating healthier, and as Linda adds, they're bonding and giving back to the community. As the sun sets, the family wraps up their day in the garden, only to sit down for a dinner that's a testament to their hard work. The joy of eating food that they've grown them.
I'm going to pause really quick. Can you guys see right here in the center, the stock image where it's got the eye stalk in the background? And so any videos that you guys create using this AI in video will have that until you download them. And so what you're paying for when you subscribe to it is you're paying to not have that image when you download. Now, depending on which subscription you subscribe to, I'm sure that there is a limit on the amount of images that it pays for. So the base we'll probably have where you can download 5 or 10 videos a month, and where the middle one then is 50 videos a month. I'm not looking at the website specifically, but you can play with as many videos as you want, and you can change the stock images as much as you want. And until you download, it doesn't ding you for which stock images you use. And again, they're all included in your subscription. There's just like a certain amount of downloads. And I've been playing with it for a couple months, and I haven't had any time where I wasn't able to download from playing with or doing it. I haven't hit my limit or anything at the very basic one. And so when I entered this video, it had a robotic Hey Siri voice, and asked it to do what change the voice to an English accent here after I generated it. So to give you an overview of when I pull up AI in video and I'm starting a new one, which we're going to do here in a minute together, I just want to click here on the edit function so that you can see how much variety you personally can play with. And so just an overview on where we are right now. So we're in AI in video. All I did was copy and paste the script that ChatGPT gave me from that little bitty short 2-line, 3-line sentence that I gave it about a family that gardens in the background. So it was able to give me an entire script. That script I copied and pasted into here. So as you guys can see right here, the script that it gave me is under each photo. So each photo is tied to a segment in that script as the story comes across. Now, all of these, as you guys can see, are little short moving reels. Any of these you can click on and you can see the second. You can change the amount of seconds. So if, say, one video, because of the way that the text did, it made one like a 15-second shot that you felt took too long, you can edit those here. You can also upload your own videos. So for instance, I made one about my cat. And so I was able to get B-roll of my cat walking across the porch and down a dirt road, and then put it in with other iStock images to create a video. And so if you have a photo of your own farm stand, of you walking up to your farm stand, or you walking up to your flower market, or you walking into the front door of your business, you can utilize those images in and alternate them with these iStock images by uploading the media. Your media library, you can see here's some images I was telling you guys where I had uploaded about my cat walking down the dirt road or sitting on the back deck. So I could easily just click on any of the media library that I uploaded from my own camera here and have it part of my movie. So you can customize it and give it that real human feel, and I can also, obviously right here, I can edit the script. So I can go in here and I can click edit script, and I can change Emma's name to Chloe. I can change the Jenkins to the West family. I can do whatever to that script. It would be easier to ask chat, honestly, than going into the video editor and doing it. That's the long and hard. I would immediately go with the right script that you wanted to import it, so you have less of that. And at this point, you're just playing with the B-roll. Now, all that this AI in video will give you is all B-roll. And so that's what I've pretty much learned with it, is it's just great, tons of filler, tons of action shots of people at a farm stand or this other from that footage. So the more that you have just some random footage of your own mugs, Hannah, or if you were a wedding photographer, of your own shots in there that it can throw in along with somebody walking and paddling in a boat, you can really paint the images with that B-roll, filling out your images very easy. And so here in a minute, I'll show you, we'll start a new one. The formats that it'll ask you up front, you'll have to decide if you want to post on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Those are the only 3 that it allows right now. I haven't seen a TikTok function. I think that people might use the Instagram on the TikTok. And the reason I say that is it's the sizing of the frame from what I've noticed. Now I'm just a few months into really diving into this world, and because I have OCD, that it's worked out pretty well for me, but it seems that it's the size of the screen and the format of what the network. So if it's Facebook, it's the 16.9. Hannah, and you might know this more than I do, or the 11.4 that goes for Instagram. So it's the way that the footage is viewed. And so
Yeah.
since it's viewed that way through Instagram, I think that they're just using, but they haven't added the TikTok button is my point.
And
So if you're
by
wanting it to
they,
be shown, sorry.
by they, you mean Adobe.
Yes.
No.
The AI in video. I mean, when you select AI in video to create a new movie, you are selecting the format. So for this one, because I knew that I was showing it on my computer for most everybody, I picked Facebook so that it was a wider screen than if it was Instagram, it would have been a smaller view for everyone as well, because it would have been meant to be viewed on a phone, most likely, like in the upright. So let's just back up out of here and let me just go to create new. So when you first go to AI in video and you're brand new, you don't even have to, there's no reason for you to have Midjourney or Discord unless you just wanted the stagnant images. So these are two very different things that we're talking about here. You can use them together, but if you're just using chat and you just want still images, you don't really need to worry about this AI in video. But if you are wanting to create commercials or previews of a class offering that you're doing, or teach a group about something, or do a presentation and have something that's not just a PowerPoint, this is a very easy tool to use from a chat feature. So if you guys can give me any prompts that I can put into chat for a script for a video that you guys would like me to do. Do we have any comments at all, Hannah?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Do
you want to?
Yeah. What if we
do?
What if we just build up on the tapping syrup concept?
Community event. Tapping.
Maybe with tools and bottles. I wonder if any of the AI generated people that are in these videos look similar to anyone in real life, and whether or not that's been an issue.
Like, I saw you doing that.
Yeah.
Watching this type, I'm like, I think that my brain can work that fast. And then I tried reading it and I'm like, maybe not. Maybe there's a delay. All right. Oop, I saw past it. Okay. So community center day, I'm not really sure. Oh, I didn't go all the way to my title. Hold on, guys. Sorry. There we go. You guys watching me just like flop around?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so all I did took me 3 times. I copied and pasted the script. So I'm in AI and video, and all I clicked on was create new, and it was in the top right corner. So it's going to feel very scary because it did to me when I first opened it. I was like, there should be more information here. I should need to do more. Like, there shouldn't just be a give me a topic and now I'm making a video. Like, I need a lot more tools, is how I felt. But it really is just this, like how chat GPT is just text to text to start. So I'm going to paste maybe my script right here. So after then I'm just going to ignore everything down here. This is like, do you want to do a YouTube short? Do you want? So I am putting in my script here for generating a video, and then it's going to create the session. And this is going to take maybe 3 to 5 minutes. So if anybody wants to get up and go for a bathroom break, it's 11 o'clock right now. Why don't we meet at 11:05 and I'll allow this to upload completely, and then I will go into the editing functions with you guys so that you guys can see it all. If you want to sit here for the next 5 minutes and just watch it think as it pops up all the little things, you're more than welcome to do that.
Sounds good. See you at 11:05.
Alrighty. So, it popped up this little box, and it killed me to wait 2 minutes to select, but I didn't want anybody to miss anything who had popped off for a second. So it's asking you, the audience, now. And so the choices for this one, from what it's trying to decipher from my script, is, do I want this for community members, nature enthusiast, or DIY hobbyist? These little prompts will sometimes change from what the script is. So it's kind of just wanting to know, do you want this very professional? Do you want it clean? Do you want it inspiring? I've noticed when I've run the same exact script from inspiring to professional, that it went from early morning dew and lots of light to like in a lab or hydroponic facility. So I don't like the more professional. It tries to give people like a more of a business suit style setting. It wasn't like a professional photographer, just so that you guys as you're playing with it. But for this one, because we said it's a community syrup tapping event, we're wanting to entice community members. I want it to be inspiring, and I'm going to do Facebook because I know that that's what SCG uses. And so now it's going to generate a video. This might take a few minutes, but you guys can kind of watch how fast it's picking the script and it's doing. And so I wanted, as much as you guys could have missed this part, I think that it's important just to see how kind of quickly it makes a video and then how it does it. And so it might be a little bit boring, have your coffee, but by 11:10, we should be watching that video with the script that we put in. And I think that's pretty incredible from the perspective of somebody who used to use CapCut or any of these others to import dozens of videos and try to clip them together and try to film my own B-roll, to be able to import my own media and then let it do all of the filler. Even with doing, like, say, the gardens, they have a 4-H club. Being able to put a little short video and be like, hey kids, watch this week. This is what we're going to do. And I could say, we're all going to do seed planting. We're going to make blocks. We're going to make this other, and we're going to do seed blocks, and have a little bit of our own images of that group in there, but have it all of the B-roll of somebody learning how to make soil blocks, and then being able to have the kids watch that as part of their club video for the first 2 weeks, and knowing that it takes 10 minutes to create. I can see the visual content of what people can create to pass a message to groups of students, or to somebody who you're pitching a business concept to for real.
Rachel, we have a question.
Mhm.
Karen Zimmerman asks, what change does it make if you choose clean?
We can, if you want, Karen, after we run this one at the very end, I can put this exact same script and I can run it clean, and I can do it for YouTube, or change it up a little bit. If you guys want me to, I can run it professional, or I can run it for DIY enthusiast and clean, and then we can compare the different B-roll that it gives us if you guys want. I'm here to show you the possibilities. So if you guys want me to run it a different way with a different crowd that it's picking, so this was our community, and we can pick next time DIY, hobbyist, and clean, I can do it that way. So we are already at 80%. So I love that it gives you chapter titles and stuff, and the chapter titles kind of across the screen as well. So if you are wanting to pin apart different concepts for a group or anything, and again, under the chat feature, when you're still in chat and it's doing a script, if you don't like a name, or you don't like the setting, or you don't like any features, it's so easy in chat just to say, change this about that, and then it'll rewrite the entire script with changing it, so you don't have to go in every single line. So just remember that. While you can here in this AI and video, you can edit the script at any point that you change your mind. It's so much easier line by line doing it in chat first. And so that's why that chat. And again, I use the free version of chat, so that should be easy for anyone to utilize in this journey. I like that we're able to just to kind of create a video in real time together too, as part of this workshop, that I haven't seen any of these stock images. And so this is just kind of like, I don't know, what did we create together? So we've got a 1 minute, 53-second video from our inputs, and then I will watch it with you. And then anybody who wants me to play around with editing, think about the questions or which part of the video that you didn't like, and I will do that. And then we can also do the input the other way again.
Have you ever wondered how the sticky sap from a tree transforms into the delicious syrup you drizzle on your pancakes? Today, we're unveiling the magic behind this sweet transformation. In the heart of our community, we have a diverse array of trees, from maples to black walnuts.
Rachel, did you mute your audio or did the video just mute? Oh, you did.
Oh, I did. I thought I was just muting I wasn't thinking about muting myself. I'm
No.
sorry. Do I need to back up, guys? How far
A
did
little bit, just a little bit. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was trying to make sure that I wasn't sipping coffee.
And even the humble box elder. Each of these trees offers us a unique flavor of syrup, waiting to be tapped and tasted. The journey from sap to syrup starts with the right tools: spiles akin to taps for the trees, buckets for collecting the sap, and tubing for a more efficient gathering process. When it comes to the art of tapping, the direction matters. For black walnut or hickory trees, aim for the sunny side. Drill a hole at a slight upward angle, insert the spile, and attach the tubing. As for our maples, tap on the south side to catch that warm morning sun.
So if that one, I would have written out on my piece of paper that I have in front of me, my as I'm editing the video, I would have put at minute 53. I did not like that it was just a regular drill. And so I would have tried to use my own B-reel of it going into a tree at that point to make it more realistic.
And encourage the sap to flow. Then behold the marvel of nature. The sap starts to flow, filling our buckets with what we like to call nature's liquid gold. After a few weeks of diligent collecting, it's time.
Sap super clear, so then I would try to find a real image of something super clear being poured, even if it was water into a bucket, to make that real.
Time to turn this sap into syrup. While this process involves an evaporator, today we're highlighting the final step: bottling.
That's honey.
Sterilize your bottles, filter the syrup, and fill them up. Don't forget to label your bottle with the type of tree it came from for a unique touch. And there you have it. Sap transformed into syrup, right in your hands. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You've turned nature's gift into a delicious treat to be.
So you guys can kind of see some of the images that I had paused on there. If I click on this edit feature here.
I found it really interesting. There were no people.
Right. I could have maybe in the text have the script where there was people that might have given more pictures of actually the community engaged. So
Karen Zimmerman asks, are there further ways to change the voice as far as accent goes? Just because you say English, does it have to be a British accent? Yeah, I agree. Let's change the accent. It's a little too romantic.
all right. So what accent would you like me to give it?
How about a Southern accent if they have that?
It seems so weird. It's like taken forever. I'm done typing and it was like slowly. I wonder, there it goes. I was just worried it wasn't going to
Karen
read
says,
it because it was taking so long that I didn't. There we go. It is doing it though. Okay, so all right, let's give our narrator a Southern accent. And I spelled narrator with an E and not an O.
Karen says, just not too Southern. I agree, Karen. And then could we also change the text for the chapter interludes? Is that possible?
So which interlude would we like to change here in the script? So here's the script, and you guys can see how the script is broken out into all of the different chapters. So here, we can say,
oh, wow. I would say like the type of text, like the font style.
let's see. I don't see a font style in here. Let me get out of there. Discard that change.
So it's interesting. It with community, it chose to talk about the diversity of trees rather than include people.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think though, it's AI. And so in its algorithm, the community and networks of trees is a lot more than what community's probably been presented to it in the last couple hundred years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Have you ever wondered how the
There we
sticky
go.
sap from a tree transforms into the delicious syrup you drizzle on your pancakes? Today, we're unveiling the
So here, give the
Oh, and then we also wanted to
female Southern accent.
there we go. We also wanted to change the scene at 53 seconds to
Yes.
to a different drill or something.
Yes.
Honestly, I thought, you know,
Have you wondered how the sticky sap from a tree transforms into the delicious syrup you drizzle on your pancakes?
All right, so there's a female voice. Now, under the edit, let's go. There we go.
I grew up with trees that had taps in them in our yard, and it looked a lot like a hollow nail, more so than something that was drilled.
I don't know why. It's not giving me, let me try to see if it's not. My side tab is not here on my computer right now, and I don't know. Okay. It wasn't letting me, can you see this sidebar here? There wasn't one over here to go back and find this. I don't know.
Interesting.
And I don't want to have to restart my whole dang computer, so we're just gonna go forward. Okay, so drill into tree. Let's just see what let's just see what drill into tree. So the spile that you drill with a regular drill bit, but then you push the spile into the tree, and it did not show that part. And you can make those, by the way, out of cane. You can make those out of sumac. You can make those out of river cane, those spiles. Let's see if, oh, that's so funny. That's a bird. So let me try to type in drill bit. You guys just let that go to voicemail. This is not our office. No, yes, you can. I'm not sure that it has one, guys. I think that might be why it used the one that it did, which is why I said that I would replace my images that I have of us drilling.
Right. Good call.
But either way, you guys can see how, because I had clicked on by accident that bird image right here, when it overlays now, it has replaced this image with this bird image that I accidentally clicked on. And so you can also just X out. So if you accidentally click on an image that replaced another one, you saw how easy. Now that bird image is not there, and now we're back to the drill. So for today, because I'm wanting you guys to see how easy it is to change and manipulate, what I want to do is I want to go in here and I want to message chat and I want to say, can you change this to including more people? People in, oh, let's just see how it changes the script. Now you notice I didn't copy and paste because the chat GPT is so smart. I did not have to tell it use the same script that we were already working on or copy and paste the old script or edit it anything. It's smart enough to just talk to it like it's a person and say, hey, add this name to this person in there, which is why I was telling you it's 1,000 times easier to just go right back over to your chat if you don't like the script, or like how Hannah said, I want to include people in it, than trying to go in the AI and video and in every single scene going to the one little scene and adding it. If there's a drill bit or a thing you want to change, you can do it there. But here in the chat feature, being able to just say, I want more people, or I want you to include, it immediately now has text with some guy named Jason and a host. And so this video that we're going to do is going to look completely different than the video we just made. And the only prompt I gave it, besides the first one we gave it, which was we want maple syrup with the community. And then it talked about the community of trees, as Hannah mentioned, is I wanted it to have people. And so we're going to go back here to create new. And as we get started, I'm going to just copy and paste that script like we did before. This is that new script that we just generated. So again, it's going to take maybe 3 minutes here to analyze. And then as Karen said, I will pick clean on this one. And then you guys can tell me if you want me to pick whatever the top segment it says, like, because I think last time we said for community members, whatever other options it gives us, we'll select a different one to just pick a different setting.
So I have a question. With Midjourney and ChatGPT, is there an ongoing algorithm with the previous content that you submitted? Meaning, because you said earlier that you submitted something to ChatGPT and it said, oh, good luck with your journey on that, or something like that.
So that was because it was the same chat window that was still open from the previous day. So whatever you're talking about in the current time frame, think about it maybe as somebody who has Alzheimer's. If you don't have the premium, if you have the premium app, it'll still save all your other conversations. But if not, you need to pretend that when you walk in the room that Nana knows or doesn't know. And so she's not ever going to know what you talked about the day before if it's a brand new chat window and you don't have the premium. But if you keep it open, it remembers you can see all of your other conversations. So as long as you can see all of your other conversation, it's remembering the other conversation. So that's why right here in this chat window, because it's remembering every bit of the conversation we've had today, I can literally ask it about the gardening something and it will continue that conversation.
Awesome.
Okay, so would y'all prefer me to pick nature enthusiast or DIY hobbyist on this one? I know we were voting clean. Nature enthusiast, DIY hobbyist. Whoever comments first will pick. Anybody care?
We don't currently have any messages, but I would say DIY hobbyist.
All right, so there we are. We're gonna go DIY hobbyist and clean, and then we'll go Facebook again. So we have the same platform, quote unquote, to compare to. Same size screen. And again, besides us picking clean and DIY hobbyist, we asked Chat GPT to change it to having a dialogue for community members. And so before, we asked it to give us a pitch for a maple syrup tapping community event, and it kind of just focused on how to tap the trees and the community there around the trees, versus this video hopefully will have a dialogue between two different people and depending on how the B-roll works with that, we should still see some syrup tapping with a person interacting. So I'm curious, since we couldn't find a drill going into a tree, what type of B-roll this has. It's important to remember that the internet is only 20 years old. And so this technology is brand new. And if you remember our dial tones and dial up AOL and all of those things that we went through, the B-roll, I can only imagine, is just gonna, that industry for photographers will just blossom because people will be looking for more creative ways to piece together videos. And so if you're a photographer, if you know a photographer, I think that a lot of money could be made in selling those iStock images or that B-roll. Because that is the way that this industry is going. And anybody who's already got thousands of hours of that can just offload tons of footage of just random things for people to use like this. That's how this is working. They're paying for iStock images. So those subscriptions that you pay for are paying an artist for an image that they uploaded at some point. So there is that. The Midjourney is a lot more fuzzy because it's compiling lots of images and lots of ideas. And so it's not the same as this AI in video. This AI in video is actually using iStock images or B-roll that has been sold to iStock. So you technically are paying for the rights to reproduction or to printing and making for video. It's not the same with the Midjourney.
We have a question from Kelly. Can you define B-roll for us?
That is the filler. So when you see somebody in a kitchen, say you're watching Paula Deen cook, and there's a scene where it goes to a skillet where they're letting the butter just bubble, or something's just simmering on a counter. That's what in the film industry they consider B-roll. So it's not an act, it is technically an action of something, but it's that filler footage that makes it more realistic, that makes you feel like you're seeing something up close while two people are talking to each other. That's the scene footage. And so a lot of times you will see a lot of where they'll leave the mic on. And so when I do live TV, they'll leave the mic on and they will play a video or a footage over us standing on the set. They'll play little clips and things to make the viewers feel like it's more interactive. And so that's all B-roll, is just those little inner clips. And so it's not a clip that's informative. It's just a scenic clip that is put in. And so I would say that every one that we just saw on that syrup, because like Hannah said, there wasn't people, it felt very just solid B-roll. There wasn't people interacting around the trees or drilling. It was just clips of the trees. And so it was just a lot of filler footage. And so that's where you have the right to editing in the sense of the background to make it more your own. And so look, though, it pulled up the same to start. So we'll see. This one is 4 seconds shorter, longer? I don't know. I can't
Together,
hear.
we're
There we go.
unlocking the natural flavors around us. Our
I'm gonna back
neighborhood
up
into
since
the
it did
heart
it.
of
We
our
couldn't hear it.
community. I'm Jason.
There we go. Maybe.
To a sweet adventure into the heart of our community. I'm Jason. And together we're unlocking the natural flavors around us. Our neighborhood is a treasure trove of potential syrup producers, from the majestic maple to black walnut, hickory, sycamore, and box elder trees. Out of
I'm
our
gonna let it
community.
load really
I'm
quick. 'Cause
Jason.
It's not flipping through the footage. So let me just let it load for a second. I apologize, guys.
To a sweet adventure into the heart of our community.
Let's see if it rolls
I'm
now.
Jason. And together we're unlocking the natural flavors around us. Our neighborhood is a treasure trove of potential syrup producers, from the majestic maple to black walnut, hickory, sycamore, and box elder trees. Our journey begins with the humble spile, the bucket, the tubing, the lifeblood of
Hannah, at least there we saw the spile.
a syrup-making community. We approach our trees with respect, finding the perfect sunny
It
spot
looks like
to drill,
respect, doesn't it?
slightly upward, before inserting the spile and attaching the tubing. It's a song of nature we're playing, each tree singing its own unique tune.
Yeah, I didn't like
Making
this one at
that
all.
classic syrup source.
And now we're
waits
at
for us,
honey.
ready to share its sap where the sun kisses its bark. Together, we tap into its sweet potential. Soon, nature's gift begins to flow, filling our buckets with the promise of a sweet treat. This sap,
I don't know why
raw
these
and
guys would be
unrefined,
gathering leaves
is a
with that to
community
do with
treasure
the syrup.
waiting to be transformed. Back at our community center, we prepare for the final stage. Bottles are sterilized, sap is filtered, and soon
At least that looks like
each
it's actually
container
maple
is
syrup being
filled with our
with sap.
community's unique syrup. Each label is a badge of pride, a testament to our shared effort. The syrup pours like liquid.
So I actually prefer that first video that we did there. You guys can see how you can right now, I can you can delete certain scenes. You can see where it's got all these little, make this scene half as long, it's too wordy, change this. You can ask it to change the words. So this kind of has a chat feature in it the same way where you can ask it to do different things. Just kind of, I would like there to be more of this or more of that. And it's just one of those things that you guys can just kind of play with. I don't really want to harp too much on the editing features because that's really something that you guys can play with. I just wanted to show you the broad scope of possibility today. And so starting with, I want to make sure that everybody saw that you have access or you had a link to this sheet here for the AI2. This has a little bit of, it had the overview of Midjourney and Discord where we started today talking about making images for your website, how Chat GPT folded in for you, and then how it can work for you. So, and then we went over Discord using the Midjourney bot, and we saw where you could do stock images from t-shirts to creating visuals for blog ads, your website, or even social media post. And so however you guys, whatever images you guys could imagine in your head, you could probably create with this. And then you can, Hannah, that was one thing that I didn't mention. If you had pictures of your mugs, you can import those on here. And you can ask it to upscale or vary your own images. And then also you could upload your images here so that your video of your mugs or your ceramics would be in between. And so it'll do snapshot photography too. It doesn't have to be a video. So while it is a video, it'll show a photo around the videos too. So you can import just a still shot and it'll still keep talking over still shots where then it'll be a still shot with a moving video and another still shot. You can add those stagnant images. So if you have an image that you created in Midjourney, you can import that into this AI and video, or you can use them completely separate. So as far as I'm concerned, from somebody who has taught a lot of classes through Gardens and Networks and other people, I use a lot of images that I have taken a photo of, say a red bud or something over the years for a class on spring wildflowers, and being able to group together and say, I would like a mason jar with spring wildflowers on a butcher block table for this event because we're going to be making things in mason jars, and be able to get an image exactly for that workshop without me having to go through the 9,000 images or 12,000 that's in my camera is very easy. And so being able to use them that way, I think is important. And then for website design, if you guys are designing flyers, it can also be drawings. So while I showed you guys on Discord here, these photorealistic, you saw that guy with the tattoo sketch that came across with the lion. You can give it, you can say Picasso line drawing. So you can be very specific in Discord for the type of images. So they could be black and white coloring book images. They don't have to be photorealistic. So I just want to drive that home too. They could be logo style images as well. That you guys could use that for branding as well as storytelling. If you guys are teachers or you have a product that you would like people to see or an event workshop, being able to show and play around with a video and maybe take it 30 minutes to put together, like specifically that first syrup tapping. I think I could play with that one with some still images of people like my kids already in the forest around trees or running up to make that very, very much more personal. And to be able to drive traffic on Facebook with a cute commercial like that didn't cost me hundreds of dollars to have produced is very, very easy for a free workshop that we were going to produce. And so the accessibility, I think, is pretty phenomenal. My email is eatingtheozarks@gmail.com, as well as my website is eatingtheozarks.com. If anybody has any other kind of questions after this, as far as Discord or chat, is anything that you've figured out or any tips that you want to give me as well, you guys could reach me there. Do we have any other questions or anything today? Of anybody wanting me to go back into Discord or chat or the AI and video?
We did have a couple of questions. Nancy asked, if you missed signing up for yesterday's class, will you have access to rewatch both? So I attached the link to our YouTube channel, so you can rewatch both yesterday's video and today's video at the end of the week this week. So I would say, to be safe, I would say Monday, just because it's a holiday weekend. And then I also attached your email, eatingtheozarks@gmail.com, in the chat if anybody has any questions. And Kelly said, thank you for the resources and the interactive overview. Kelly, thank you for being with us. Does anyone else have any questions?
I need this resting room. Look at that somebody made. A resting room with a bed and a bookshelf and a TV. I don't see the TV. I don't think that it made that part of the connection of whoever's. Yeah, you guys just go play around, look at the different AI bots for photos that you guys can do. Anybody has any other questions, you guys are free to email me. And then if in the meantime, if you guys need any images created and you don't have Midjourney and you're having a hard time with it, you can also reach out to me and I'll play with it for you, because I'm definitely having a good time over here just imagining all of the calendars or things that you could create and have for downloads. So thank you guys very, very much for being with us. Thank you for learning with us. Thank you for caring and wanting to grow with us. Hannah's going to have the
link to today's evaluation
questionnaire.
Yeah, I just attached the link to today's evaluation in the chat if anybody would like to fill that out.
That always helps us justify these classes and be able to do more free workshops like this. It was really cool being able to do a virtual workshop like this after Christmas. We were talking about if people were going to be able to bring their computers or how to do it, and knowing that everybody could just be home and cozy and learning something in this way and just screen sharing was super cool.
Yeah. Karen says, could have used this more when I was creating for Mozart, but may still be able to utilize this master naturalist presentation for the master naturalist presentations in the future. This would also be great for a presentation for the Great Plains Growers Conference. That's a good point. Cool. Thank you, Karen.
I think that people will be able to use it for signage and so much other stuff. I mean, it's just incredible to think of even t-shirt designs and things like that you could ask it to make for you, and then for you to be able to upload those designs and those images onto any of those t-shirt hub websites and just have them done. Like, that's pretty cool.
Awesome. That looks like it's it on the comments.
All right. Well, thank you guys very, very much for being with us today.
Thanks, Rachel. Have a good day.
Bye.